Alright, the next thing is like why I love the Jews. So, we're going to talk about why I love the Jews. Here we go. Now, I've said before that Jews have the highest IQ among all the groups. This is true. This is a fact. This is in the bell curve. Okay, this is the guy who wrote the bell curve, Charles Murray, right? And he discusses the idea that Jews actually do have the highest. They're actually the smartest people as a group. The Jews have the highest IQ. This makes them good. This makes them an ally. By the way, a lot of Jews have, like, more Jews have won the Nobel Prize than any other race of people. And these are the type of people I see Jews as being our allies. Like, if you want to live forever, if you want to have all this great technology and these people inventing stuff and scientists, a good chance is those people are going to be Jews. So we like the Jews. We love the Jews. That's the point. Watch this.
You know, you can start at either end of this spectrum, but the various things that you bring up that are criticized are all the way at one end, that Jews are the smartest people in the world, or that Asians are the smartest people in the world, rather than, and I'm looking at the page where you have a little box around it, and it says, are Jews really smarter than anyone else, question mark. Did you think that end of this discussion would be controversial?
I didn't think so, no. It turned out that I was the one who had to put that in, because I said to Dick at one point, gee, you know, we really ought to have a little discussion, because people are always asking about, are Jews really smarter than everybody else? So let's put a box in there. And Dick himself was Jewish. And he had avoided doing that because he didn't want to sound like he was tooting his own horn. But I thought this was a case of, it's a question that's on people's minds. Why not tell them?
Are Jews smarter than anyone else?
Yeah, as a group. This is something that I want everybody listening to be real sure about. We're talking about means. We're talking about distributions. So when I say Jews are smarter than anybody else, what I mean is that this center line going down through that bell curve is further over. It looks different for Jews than it does for non-Jews, and it's further over to the right. You've got huge overlap, so that you've got Jews who aren't very smart, and you've got Gentiles who are brilliant, and they overlap to a lot. Are the means different? Nobody's quite sure how different, but everybody agrees quite a bit. There's somewhere between 7 and 15 IQ points separating the means of Ashkenazi Jews and non-Jews.
How does that happen?
You can come up with all kinds of theories, but they're only theories. I mean, an obvious one is that over the centuries that Jews have been viciously persecuted. And out of this persecution, and I'm putting it very crudely here, but you had to be real smart to survive. But that's only a theory. Who knows?
Were they born that way?
Here again, you get into the question of, well, are they born that way? But also look at Jewish households and the way that education is emphasized so much, so that from the very beginning, everybody's expected to become highly educated. And trying to disentangle that gets very, very tough. And Dick Herrnstein and I certainly don't try to do it for Jews, and we also talk about how difficult it is to try to do it for anybody else.
There you have it, people. This guy's the expert on intelligence. He freaking wrote the bell curve, and there you have it. Jews are smarter than whites. So, hello. Like, the alt-right really needs to stop hating on the Jews. Now, yes, it's not all Jews. It's just an average of Jews are on average the smartest race. Let's give them credit where credit is due, people. That's awesome. So, the other thing I love about Jews is in the movie Schindler's List. I'm a huge fan of Schindler. I love Schindler's List. I use Schindler as a role model. He was like a good type of Nazi. You know what I mean? I view Schindler as a good role model. And I want to be like Schindler. And it's that idea of saving a human life that we find in the movie Schindler. There's this quote that says, there's a quote from the Talmud that says, whoever saves one life saves the world entire. That's the Jewish Talmud. I love that idea, and I feel like Jews as a people understand the preciousness of human life. Because they have been persecuted, because they went through the Holocaust, they get that, they understand the wow, like, these are human lives we're talking about. Because they have it up close and personal, what's happened to them, so they understand, like, wow, lives. We got to save people. We got to do everything we can to help people. They get that more, I think, you know, as a group of people. It's just a theory. I just get that sense that Jews are very altruistic. Now, 10 reasons why being Jewish is the best. Here's an article, and there's an excerpt here. That's Larry David. Larry David here. He's a popular Jew. He said, no, this is the article. It says, Jews do good deeds. Judaism connects belief with action. Not only are Jews taught that it's good to help the poor, but traditional Jewish law actually requires all Jews to give a portion of their income to the less fortunate on a regular basis. There you have it. It's part of Judaism is to give to the poor, be altruistic, and help the needy. This is awesome. This is why Jews are not these, like, money-grubbing, like, the greedy Jew, right? Yeah, the greedy Jew. No, it's like the opposite. Jews are actually wanting to help people and give their money to the poor. Okay? Obviously, there's always exceptions. I'm sure there are some elite Jews that are greedy and want to just, you know, watch the world burn and everything like that. But, here we go. Most Jews don't really believe in an afterlife. Now, this is another important point I want to say. This is why I view the Jews as being an ally. Because it's good that Jews don't believe in the afterlife. Because when you think about it, the afterlife is a very problematic belief system. Because the afterlife can completely remove your fear of death. And I think as a people, Jews have more fear of death. And you see a lot of secular Jews that are very afraid of death. They don't want to die. In fact, they want to live forever. And they want to have the life extension technology. A lot of these elites in Silicon Valley, these scientists and everything that are trying to work on the life extension, these are Jews. And I'll get into that. I'll show you. But yeah, the Jewish people, and a lot of them don't believe in God. They're actually atheists. They're secular Jews. And this is what I would like to see more of in the world. We need to see more secularism. We need to see more just, you know, maybe I'm just coming from a biased perspective because I don't believe in God. So maybe I just want less people to believe in God. But I can also see benefits of people believing in God. Right? Because the more people that believe in God, maybe believing in God makes those people behave more morally. Like, without the believing in God, maybe they would behave, maybe they would just be evil. Maybe they would do whatever they want. So maybe it's their fear of God that's restraining them. So in that sense, maybe it's good that people believe in God, whether it's true or not. And that's why I'm not one of those atheists that is attacking religion. Because I think religion, especially Christianity, is actually doing a lot of good in the world for promoting morality. Right? Yes. Okay, so, like, whether it's true or not, right? Whether Christianity is true or not, in fact, it's actually making people behave more morally, and it's actually promoting against degeneracy. Who is promoting against degeneracy in the world? It's really a lot of Christian people. They're the one promoting traditionalism. It's the Christians that are promoting wholesomeness. It's the Christians that are promoting, you know, these, like, parables in the Bible and, like, quotes of Jesus about helping people. It's like Christians that are doing that. So I don't view Christians as being a problem. It's really not Christianity that's a problem. And it's not Jews. It's not these secular Jews that don't even believe in God and they're wanting to usher in the new age of life extension. Those Jews are not the problem. So who's really the problem? I think we know the group of people that is the biggest problem. It's not Jews and it's not Christians. Okay? And it's not atheists. So I'll leave you guys to guess. But let's go here. Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These guys are Jews and they love Google. These guys are the inventors of Google. I don't know if they invented Google, but they own Google or whatever. Now, Ray Kurzweil, he's another Jew. By the way, Google is investing lots of money into life extension science. That's why I bring them up. These guys are the secular Jews that I'm talking about. They don't even believe in God. They just want to live forever. They just want to cure all diseases and live forever. We're going to reap the benefits of these Jews, these elite Jews that want us all to live forever. This is awesome. So don't attack these people. These are not the problem. If anything, these people are like our saviors, the Jews. The Jewish people will save us from death. That's the way I'm thinking. Okay, what else? Okay, we got Ray Kurzweil. This guy, if you read any of his articles, he has a tremendous fear of death, like me. He's trying to live forever, and many, many transhumanists are Jews. Who are transhumanists? Those are the science geeks that are obsessed with technology. This is the type of stuff that we want that's going to help us live forever. We want the Jews. We love the Jews. That's my big issue with the alt-right. Like, they're so against Jews. What the heck? Okay, here we go. Google's co-founders, okay, and the other Silicon Valley billionaires are trying to live forever. That's right. These rich billionaires, a lot of them are Jews, and they want it to live forever. They want to, in fact, help us all live forever. Okay, or I don't know about all of us. Maybe they have a population agenda. Maybe they cut the population to a certain size, and they'll have everyone else who's still alive live forever. You know, as long as the good people aren't dying in that population cut, then it's all right. We want to reap the benefit. We want to stick around at the point in time in the future when this life extension technology is going to be around, and we're going to be living forever. So Google is launching a company that hopes to cure death. This is Google Calico. They even have on Time magazine they had, "Can Google solve death?" This is big news. Google's actually working to solve death. Here's another guy that wants us to help us live forever. Mark Zuckerberg. Here's what he had to say. He said, "I'm most interested in questions about people. What will enable us to live forever? How do we cure all diseases?" You can tell where this guy's mind is at. Okay, he's thinking, whoa, I want to live forever. He's thinking, I want to cure all diseases because death sucks. Because he doesn't believe in God. He's an atheist like me. He just wants to not die. He doesn't want to die of aging. You get it? These people are on our side. They're on our side. Because eventually that technology is going to trickle down to us. Eventually. It might start with those rich elite Jews. Maybe they're going to be living, maybe they're going to have that technology all to themselves eventually, but eventually it'll trickle down to us. So basically the whole point here is that these Jews are allies to anyone who's afraid of death and who wants to live forever. If you're afraid of death and you want to live forever, these Jews are your friends. There we go. If you want to live forever, the Jews are your friend. That's the message. Just burn that into your mind, people. Okay? Stop attacking the Jews. Stop spreading anti-Semitism. It's going to get us nowhere.